Greetings, viewers. Welcome back. It's Replay Tuesday. Once again, I feel like they come every week almost.
I believe that's how Tuesdays work.
Oh, okay then. Well, we're here again for you this week.
I'm Deckard.
I'm RedRupee. And we've got Mind the Gap with Anxiety on the blue and Zucker on the red.
Looks
Eradicate Total Vision and Boss Slayer as our objectives.
That's right. And it looks like we got a weird Cortex build coming up. We got Acid Cannon and Surge Amplifier with the level 4 Healing Dome. That's a very powerful healing ability that we love. We don't get a lot of use out of it. We don't get a lot of people using it.
It's a little trickier to use because it centers on the rig, so it can actually move around your rig. So if you're not careful with your positioning, you can actually heal your opponents a lot too. We also have what I like to call the Lazy Lightning build for Fury. It's twin coils, shielded actuators, and shock prod. Not a lot of potential micro there, but a powerful build. Lots of chain lightning and splash damage there. And then we've got Cortex, or sorry, not Cortex. We've got Cortex over here as well. But what I was looking at is Knockout with that lawnmower coming in.
Wow, early pressure right there.
Always interesting to see a non-active ability on Knockout, because you want to be able to activate her speed boost pretty much whenever you have the opportunity. So interesting to see frequency adaptation there. And then only one Dino Vortex this time around, but he's rocking pulverizers over flamethrowers. And when it comes to farming, I really do prefer pulverizers myself.
Yeah, pulverizers are just kind of an easy farming win in that regard, especially when you've got Dino Vortex to pull things in closer if anybody's gotten out of range. But yeah, this Dino Vortex, you have to keep in mind, is going to be slightly nerfed from the previous week. I believe it's a 5-meter change to reduction on all level gains.
Yeah, it's 5 meters less. So if you're only investing it into level 2, like a lot of players do, it's not going to have a very large radius to pull.
Which is good in my opinion. I think it's a good call.
I agree
with that. It was
a
a little aggressive before, and everybody was taking it. Down goes the mass field. Not really used. The timing on that combo was not really perfect, but that's all right. It was a good attempt.
Yeah, I've seen this Cortex used to nasty effect, or at least mixed with this build out in general. The mass field into positron into capacity overload. Any combination of those three. If you get hit with one, you're probably getting hit with all three. And if there are any big nasty burst abilities, you're taking a lot of damage. Cortex just trapped with this nanite wall going down. Anxiety dropping it down, trapping, and even a panic positron on top of nothing. Cortex was just doing whatever he could to throw down spells. Yeah. He thought maybe he could blink over where that positron was, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah, that wall can be devastating in that pinch right there of the uplink area, and that Vice tried to save the day with that ECM locks, but it just wasn't enough. And that cloning laser there does a lot of damage, so.
Yeah, trapping people in this uplink with the cloning laser there, and even Plutus with the reconstructive maneuver. If you do manage to somehow get on the other side of that wall, Plutus can blink and follow you. Here comes another trap.
This is a favorite move of mine, and wow, watch that knockout went down so fast. And now Plutus was almost about to die, but blinked away just in time with a good 84 HP left. Capacity overload just came in from the distance.
Oh man, the long range stun doing big damage and locking down the kill from far away. When you've got someone locked, this area is so dangerous for those skill shots, because if you fire in a straight line, that hits it. Just looking at
it's gonna hit somebody.
Yeah. So. Great job at least recovering a bit from that from Zucker, managing to get a kill in return at least. Gotta be careful with this cloning laser.
Here
again though. Drops the ECM locks, but oh man, luckily for him, this time around that nanite wall wasn't quite perfectly placed. Plutus now facing off against Cortex, who is actually going to be able to stand against the summoner.
Yeah, that mass field is keeping Plutus way in range, but there we go with the reconstructed maneuver, safety escape.
Yeah,
that cloning laser wall maneuver is a favorite of mine. I would actually like to say that I created that move.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think people have been stealing from me on live. They saw how powerful it was, and I went for it.
That's the Deckard wall right there.
That's the Deckard wall, yeah.
Okay. So anyways, we can see Eradicate close to Zucker's grasp right now. He should be able to lock it down with this last wave coming in from the Tier 2 hive down south. Should have that under control, so it's likely a 2-4 game right now.
Yeah, and after these hive go down, I think that would be a perfect time to push for the first boss. We have Boss Slayer on the map, and nobody is looking interested in the boss at the moment, but after the level 2s go down, I think that would be a perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Zucker with that double tank build. I mean, those dual tanks can take a lot of abuse from the boss, and lots of potential AoE there too. I think it'd be pretty easy for him to pop down there and snag a boss for himself, but we'll have to see how this plays out.
Yeah, especially with Zucker in the 4-point lead at the moment. He has the luxury to maybe take a little bit of time off up to get that boss. And then once he comes back with that boss buff, he could fend off any kind of uplink stoppage that Anxiety's going to try and put down on him.
What I'm actually curious about right now is this level 1 Cortex over here. When I was looking at this build, this looked like a build that was going to be take Cortex to 5 ASAP.
Yeah.
But we've got Fury to 3, we've got Plutus to 3, and Cortex still sitting at level 1. I'm not sure what
there
to
we
think
go,
of
level
that.
2 finally for Cortex. But yeah, that is weird. Why?
I mean, at this point, he's going to have to get to level 12 before that Cortex comes online.
I mean, maybe that's his... Oh, there we go. The capacity overload with the positron condenser followed by it.
Yeah, didn't get the slow
Or
field
no, I'm sorry,
down.
that was surge amplifier, not capacity overload.
No, you were right. Surge Amplifier is on the opposing Cortex.
Yes, okay.
We've got both of those skill shots. One doing the AoE damage in the silence, the other...
Yes,
the,
that's right.
root.
Those icons are too similar. We need to get that fixed.
Yeah, they are pretty similar indeed.
So here we go with some VT push, knockout on the bottom left, and oh, there's the
no,
wall.
Cortex getting trapped again.
Cortex is not going to survive this, guaranteed.
Trying to get the stuns down, but looks like he just sat there afterwards. That wasn't it. I think when this wall is up and you hit B, your rig actually won't know what to do because there's no actual way to path back. You have to physically click on those jump towers if you want to get across that gap. Your rig won't do that on their own.
That's true.
Knockout deciding against that particular engagement, probably a wise choice. 3-on-1 along with a cloning laser.
If both Vice and Knockout go to that top, oh no, okay, the bottom left tower is being retaken, never mind. Still no pressure on any of the bosses yet, with almost half the game gone. I'm a little sad to see that, especially with this double tank build like you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, Zucker, I guess, probably isn't really sweating it. He's ahead on cores, he's ahead on experience. He might just want to be keeping the pressure on the uplink at this stage. But without that Cortex online, that's going to be trickier, as the tanks can't really do a lot without the support of that crowd-controlled mech.
Yeah. And that was a nice, earlier we saw Vice doing a double Amoeba protocol there. Knockout was pulled off from attacking to make sure that Vice would nail those last 2 hits on the last 2 alphas there.
Oh, he sees that spare core down there.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, and actually Zucker's Cortex is already level 5, long before Anxiety's.
Wow.
The cloning laser goes down, the trap is set, but Cortex can just walk away from it, finally learning his lesson. Zucker just decides, you know what, I can just walk the other way away from that cloning laser.
Well, that wall was placed to prevent those tanks from coming in as opposed to preventing Cortex's escape. Yeah, so that level 5, those drone strikes, he's got a... I'm surprised he hasn't used them yet, but I guess he wants to use them on all 3.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably be seeing a team fight coming up here shortly with all these level 3 hives coming online. There's going to be cores all over the map. But as it stands right now, Zucker's still pulling away from Anxiety, now a 4-point lead, and with neither player pushing the Boss Slayer objective, I don't know how Anxiety plans to close this.
Yeah, I really would like to see that, but... And everybody's getting their alphas for their XP, and there's no alpha strike on the map. Vice is going to be able to take this down, take the upload in, but will he survive this because of the wall? Where is he going? He should be pushed up against the wall. I guess he's going to try and escape via the jump pad, but I think Plutus, though Plutus is body blocking Fury, he's got to be careful. And there's the vision tower not allowing Fury to come in, but Plutus is
not going to happen.
Yeah, Plutus's reconstructor maneuver.
And I haven't seen that Dino Vortex used at all this game, at least not from that Vice. And you know what would help him a lot against those nano walls? Landfall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone seems to instinctively just take that Dino Vortex these days, but Landfall, even Sludge Tanks, is an underused gear. Those mobility options are really great on BP units like tanks. Cortex, level 4 now. Let's see. Mostly online, only waiting for those drone strikes now. He does finally have his capacity overload and satellite network online.
Yeah, and he does have the healing dome. That he did
my
use
goodness.
that. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. Oh, wow. What a close call.
Even trying to nail him with that parting shot, but didn't manage to pull it off. Still some farming coming in from Anxiety. Has managed to close at least the experience gap. Not so much the score right yet, but Knockout trucking in here, ready to do some damage. Has to be careful. This isn't going to work out. You know that wall is going to go down.
Go down. Go south. Where you going, Knockout?
I think that was the right. Had that nanite wall gone down correctly, there wouldn't have been an escape. And though it's counterintuitive, I think sometimes as soon as you see Pluto start to cast that, just head.
Yeah, you're right,
the
because
correct
the
direction.
cloning laser was on the right side of the uplink. Yeah, that would have been. I would have lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's instinctive to go that direction, but we can see Zucker's actually maneuvering pretty quickly. He's adapting to the play style of Anxiety. As soon as he sees that Plutus engage, he actually goes the opposite direction that Anxiety's expecting, and actually managed to evade that cloning laser and nanite wall.
And this is very interesting because Anxiety is a top player, and Zucker is coming in here. I've never seen Zucker before, so he's. I wonder where he's from, what games he's played in the past.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he's proven that he's no one to mess with right now. Even having a lead at this point in the game against someone like Anxiety is no small feat, so we'll have to see how this goes going forward. We're into the final third of the game here, these last 5 minutes. It all comes down to this, with level 3 hives all over the map and cores just littering the place.
Yeah, cores abundant. Gosh, 5 minutes remaining. It felt faster. So here we go. Anxiety Lip putting in his 11th core, backing off, making a smart call with Knockout's Lawnmower treading right in front of him. Vice going to be uploading the 14th core to maintain that 4-point lead. Twin Coils not going to do much damage. Here comes that capacity overload. It's going to nail him.
Oh, man.
But did that? No, it just burned out in the last second.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a finite range. It won't go all the way across the map, but it goes pretty far. Oh, and just,
wow,
oh wow,
just
that was,
hit the foot.
I didn't even think that was going to hit him.
There's down a Vortex, but now the drone strikes have been coming in from Anxiety.
Yeah, both players unleashing
and
drone
Healing
strikes.
Dome. Healing Dome saving Anxiety's Fury, but also was saving Cortex and Knockout there. So almost a unused drone strike in a sense.
Yeah, I think Zucker just got a little flustered there at the end. He might not have realized or got confused in the mat. Oh no, missing the stun.
Come on, Vice, no, you. Oh no!
The wall goes down. Is it gonna be enough?
Buddy,
Vice barely gets out of there. Cortex. Oh no, Cortex just walks out of the dropship and
now
dies.
Knockout is going out for what reason? I guess to take out Fury. Is it gonna happen? Yes,
I
Fury
think
goes
it is.
down. Cortex, will you go down as well? But oh no, Knockout's gonna go down too.
Oh wow! Now the double cloning laser's right in front of the opponent's base. Has to be very careful here, standing on top of that acid, taking huge damage.
What are you doing?
Picking up a core, finally smashing that turret, and wow, I don't think I've ever seen someone get so destroyed on the very gates of their dropship. That was a brutal win, and
now's the time
so
for Anxiety to come back. This is 2 against 1. Vice is beefy. I'm not sure if Cortex is going to be able to survive this. Vice carefully going out of range of that cloning laser, but now that capacity overload came in, oh my god, Vice is getting torn apart by these 2 rigs.
Let's see. Oh, is he gonna kill Cortex? He gets him! Oh my gosh, is he going to escape?
Oh my god, going back for that core might have been his demise. Oh no!
Well, just as Vice falls, Cortex comes online. Zucker's doing everything he can, but I think he's just over-investing into a lost fight. He did a good job of stalling, at least, with that Vice. It might actually be worth it. Let's see, the stun comes down, the drone strikes, he's not able to blink away while he's rooted, and I didn't think Plutus was going to go down there. I figured he'd be able to blink away no problem, but the root on top of the stun, always able to take out those low health rigs if their opponent isn't super quick on the reaction. As soon as you see that energy ball come in, and you've either got to blink away or at least attempt to move out of the way.
Yeah.
12 to 15 with 2 minutes remaining, and really solid play from Zucker, sacrificing the Vice to prevent quite a few uploads there, and I thought that was a questionable move, but it looks like it may have worked out in the end. He managed to get the Cortex kill, and because of that sacrifice, he also got the Plutus, since Anxiety just refused to fall back. I guess he didn't really have much choice considering he was so many points behind. He's still panicking for cores right now. Total Vision, I feel like, might be his only way to get back into this.
Yeah, and right now, Zucker's in the lead. He's got 90 seconds remaining.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, nice dodge. Both north and south of that blast. Stun coming down from Cortex again.
That was a long-distance stun. That was insane.
Where's that slow field?
Oh, no. Cortex is very low on health. Is he going to survive? The
the drones hunt him down.
Brutal.
Laying a strip of bombs right on top of his head. Right on that retreat path. There really wasn't any escaping.
A minute left. This game is possibly going to go to Zucker, which is shocking. But now here comes the Healing Dome, refreshing everyone. And now Knockout is just,
yeah.
he activated that Shredder Field at the wrong time, just
surprised,
lost a bunch of armor, and wow, this was supposed to go to Zucker because Zucker should have just been at the uplink, preventing uploads for 90 seconds. Oh, wow, and now...
Oh, man, is Vice going to go down here? That could give Anxiety the last core he needs. He's only got 3 right now, so it's only going to be a tie game.
Oh, my
Zucker
God.
even just going into enemy territory. He doesn't want to drop that core for anything.
No,
He's
he
at
knows-
least going to stall.
He knows he needs to get this Vision Tower to prevent an extra 2 points.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, who would go into enemy territory with that little HP? But he knows he's stalling for time. Again with this Vice. This Vice might be the shadow MVP of this game, despite not getting a lot of kills. He's just
Where's he
stalling
going?
out.
No, don't go that way.
Oh, no, that's not
Don't
where he
go
wants
that
to
way.
be. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
no, he
over for
found a
Vice.
Fury. Still Total Vision under threat right now. Fury might be going into this as we go into overtime, looking for that last Vision Tower. Cortex seems a little unsure, ambivalent as to which direction he wants to go. There's a cloning laser on the point.
Oh my
Plutus is
God.
over here to try to block the score.
Is it going to happen? No, I think he's missed it.
Oh no, he actually didn't move forward far enough.
Oh,
The cloning laser goes down. The Total Vision isn't scored. Plutus falling back. Both Plutus and Cortex attacking the opposing Cortex, and Knockout just trying to grab a Vision Tower and keep that under control. 15-15 as we're 30 seconds in to overtime.
But look at Fury. I think she has a core. She
does have
a
a core. She picked up the core from the fallen Vice, and now Zucker has to rush to the uplink to stop
But
this
Zucker has
potential upload.
Dino Vortex. Use it. Oh no.
He doesn't even need to. That-
Vice is off the scene. He's in respawn.
Cortex does have the stun. He's smart in not using it. Oh, he dropped it right there. Is the Fury going to go down? Those drone strikes didn't hit the Fury hardly at all. They were
Look at that.
focused on that. Oh, no.
Oh no. Now
Acid
2
Cannon goes
cloning
down. Now
lasers.
2 cloning. There's no way Cortex can contest
Nope.
this. This game is going to go to Anxiety, I think. Yeah, there's
Oh,
no
Vice
way
is
to
on the
pull it
scene.
off.
Will Dino Vortex work at the last second?
It doesn't have the range.
No! Oh my God, what a match.
Man, oh man. That Acid Cannon was hurting some feelings. Acid Cannon, I think, along with those cloning lasers in the walls, trapping rigs in that kind of death field right there.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
That was brutal.
Really?
A great ending.
A great ending and great builds from both sides. Like, we saw Anxiety really using that 9-8 wall to maximum effect, doing good job with the Acid Cannon as well. And then from the opposing side, Zucker with those skill shots, the capacity overloads into the positrons.
Yes.
I wish he hadn't wasted that positron in that last battle.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh, that was so close. Unfortunately, we saw a bit of... Also in that last battle, like drone strikes, it's going to target random units in that field, so it does matter where you put it down. If he had put it down just a little further south of that cloning laser, a couple of those strips hit the cloning laser. If it wasn't focused on that, it would have smashed that Fury and probably changed the course of that game. He would have at least been able to snag that core and maybe get out of there.
Yeah.
So definitely a little...
Something to keep in mind that,
yeah,
that
a
it
little
can
finesse.
target the cloning lasers, not just rigs.
Yeah, it'll target any enemy in that AoE.
Sure.
So a lot of people tend to just slap it down, but the positioning of that can be very important. But I mean, that was great stuff all around. I really enjoyed that game. Anxiety
4
definitely
deaths.
leading with the kills, but Zucker showing that despite being on the back foot the majority of that match, he still kept the pressure on.
Well,
he had to lead the majority of the game.
Yeah, he had to lead the majority of the game, but if we look at the kills there, that's what's shocking. I think Zucker might be an up-and-comer because he has 11 deaths on his ticket, and Anxiety only has 4. So even with 11 deaths, he was able to go toe-to-toe with Anxiety, and he was in the lead for a long time, and in the end, it just he just lost it at the end. But wow, I'm just trying to think about what he could have done different to not die so much and then keep the lead.
I mean, that big fight in front of his dropship, he kept walking out and he kept dying right in front of his dropship.
Yeah.
I know he wanted to protect those cores, and I know he wanted to get back in Anxiety's face, but I think he should have just stood back, healed up, and then contested the uplink when he had 3 full health rigs. That was a turning point, and then obviously those last couple team fights went a little in both ways, but you can see pretty much from the 2-minute mark on, it was just nothing but deaths for Zucker. He
look at that graph. He's ahead
overextended.
most of the game.
Yeah, I mean, just really good examples of different styles of play, and goes to show that this game is totally not about the deathmatch. It's not
about the
so
deathmatch,
many map
and,
objectives. It's all about controlling the map.
It is
controlling
possible
the
to
uplink.
come back.
Man, good stuff from Anxiety, showing why he's a top 10 player. And I think that's going to wrap it up for this Replay Tuesday.
That is.
We've got a couple events.
We
so.
do. If you're watching this on Tuesday, that means tomorrow, Wednesday the 8th, is International Women's Day, and we are doing a huge event from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 9 a.m. to 2 a.m., so multiple hours of the day. We're going to have 15 plus.
over a dozen female streamers.
Yeah. They're going to
out.
be streaming Dropzone, and they're going to be taking in donations, all for Girls Who Code, the organization Girls Who Code. So stick around to play Dropzone, Twitch Play Dropzone, or Twitch Sparky Pants Studios. We will be hosting those streams, and feel free to donate, because all money that goes to those streamers will go directly to Girls Who Code.
Yeah, it's an exciting event. It's really cool. Thanks for Chris for setting that up for us, and I think that wraps it up for us. This is RedRupee.
This is Deckard.
We'll catch you guys next time.
See ya, Belters.